So I have taken 3 days basically completely off the bike as a time to decompress, dig myself out of this overtraining hole that I've done to myself, and also just kind of reset the brain too, and come back with a different type of goal. And the new goal is to track more of my health, fitness, and performance via artificial intelligence training apps, from nutrition, bike training, and recovery. So I'm really going to try and focus on what I'm doing each day in a more structured manner. So this is traveling. Holy cow. I'm just trying to come back from each day just more rested and eating the appropriate number of calories, which if I'm training hard is over 3,400, and I was probably only eating 2,400. So I was just digging a hole deeper and deeper day by day, which I think just affected my mental health, performance, just overall happiness too in general. So I'm gonna try and get a handle on that. So I'm gonna be using a nutrition food coach, the Rest or Train app, along with Joint Cycling, to try and sync these 3: training to recovery to nutrition together, to see what kind of performance I can get out of this 44-year-old body. Sadly, it starts out with a 20-minute VO2 max effort, which I'm going to do up the ski mountain, and it's going to be like a throw-up fest, so we'll see how it goes at the end. Oh my god, I almost threw up right at the end. I was so close, just vomiting whatever I had in my stomach. Oh man, that was no joke. I guess it's a good thing I took the 3 days off. Maybe that might not help with my heart rate, but 44 years old, 20 minutes. I was at 170 heart rate for most of it and 330 watts. I'd say that's pretty solid. I don't know, non-structured training and just coming back onto the bike with unstructuredness. So today's plan was only 50 minutes, but I gotta still ride back, so it'll be over that for sure. But a good day back on the bike. I feel like there's some zest returning to me. I was probably close to being chronically overtrained. We'll just cruise the rest of the way back down. I only made it up 4 switchbacks, I think, but that's pretty good for this mountain. In 20 minutes. I mean, no world-class effort, but maybe a good effort for amateur. figure since the age of a career is kind of over, and we're all just, not all, but I, and probably many others, will mainly be doing service work. I might as well approach my health, fitness, and training in more of a professional way. I can't afford a coach or trainers or stuff like that, so I'm kind of forced into this AI world, but I think that it could really be beneficial and just help keep me on a path. I've been kind of losing my way with just day-to-day tasks, exercise, willy-nilly doing what I want, and just adding some structure. I don't think it's ever really a terrible idea. In most things in life, just having a daily task and remaining focused, I think through hard work we can gain more happiness that way than just being lazy and kind of doing what we want every day. I might have come to a slight realization that being able to exercise and being outside every day is very, very crucial to my overall mental health. When someone had mentioned that I should work for Amazon as a delivery driver and that they do 4 12-hour shifts, that really sent me into kind of a tailwind of depression, just thinking I might have to do something like that, where I wouldn't be able to exercise, train like I have been. And that is the one thing where I think I would rather just not be around than to live that type of life. And so if it's something that's so important to me, I might as well focus on it more and just see if I can get better or how good I could get, I suppose. Even though I don't really have any races or anything on the horizon, that's easily rectified with just staying at the job I'm at, kind of putting my head down somewhat with exercise and just working, but not overdoing any one of those things. There is a balance of the exercise and work, where Amazon would be more just working all the time and giving your life to that. And from what I was doing before, just exercising every day, all day, is the other side. So it's interesting, only an hour and a half ride, and according to Food Coach, my nutrition needs went from 2,700 calories up to 3,500. So 1,000 calories extra. And surprisingly, I'm having a really tough time getting in the number of carbs, because I guess I need about 400 to 500 grams of carbohydrates for the day. I definitely get enough fat because I eat a lot of eggs, and I get enough protein from the eggs as well. So looks like I just need to eat more bread or cereal to become true tractor mode. And to be honest, I've always been hesitant to eat more carbohydrates because I've always been worried about gaining excess weight. But it seems that perhaps my overall metabolism has been low because I just haven't been getting in enough carbohydrates. And thus I'm coming into each day feeling fatigued before even starting the entire day. So maybe I just need to find some more ways of eating healthier carbohydrates. Cereal might not be the way. I am getting in some homemade style bread from a local bakery. They do donate a bunch of their day olds, so I basically go and get those, which is pretty awesome. But hard to actually calculate how many carbohydrates I'm getting from just slicing up bread from a loaf. And so I have decided to go and do the unknowledgeable choice, not unknowledgeable, but the dumb choice of actually getting a scale, because then I can track at least my weight, even though there's so many parameters to that number really doesn't mean too much. But it could be a good baseline to follow, along with a lot of other things. And so I am at my own personal health store, other than Costco, aptly named Walmart. People in North Idaho, though, do love this store. They always like, oh, I love going to Walmart. Look how cool this Ford Bronco is. So no matter how many times I come to Walmart, every single time I forget to bring in my debit card. Just the fact that every place in the world now uses Apple Pay except for Walmart is ridiculous. It almost makes me want to completely ban coming here, but there's not very many options in Idaho, especially Sandpoint. So this is what I have to do. For some reason I decided to get the scale that gives you like the body mass and body fat percentages, which of course for a scale that's $20 is going to be way off. I'm obese according to the scale, and I am like over 30% body fat. So I mean, that it is what it is. A real scale I did put me at 9%. So be warned, if you do the electroimpedance ones, just realize that it's probably going to be a load of shit and not give you good results. So you might as well just get the $10 scale that just gives you your pure weight, and that way you don't feel bad about yourself when you realize that the information that's giving to you anyways is completely false, but yet subconsciously maybe you believe a little bit of it is true. So that's where I am. So yeah, at my current weight, 184, pretty high for a cyclist, but I've been lifting weights a lot, and I am 6'2", so it still puts me around 4 watts per kilogram for the interval today, which I think is pretty good. And just for starting this journey of like tracking a lot of stuff, I feel like I'm at a good starting point. It would be cool to try and get up to like 5.5 watts per kilogram, which I think I could do even at basically being 44 years old. But it's going to take some time and dedication. So come along for the journey, I suppose. And if you want, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. We'll see you guys.